SWAC reigning Defensive Player of the Year in 2023 NFL Draft prospect Aubrey Miller. He had some really great things to say about Jackson State. That's nothing new, but the way he said it and what he said is pretty special. I want to talk about it after the bumper. Stay tuned. What is up, everybody? What is up, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsyJr. YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your podcast. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, like, share, and subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload all the time. Now, Aubrey Miller. He is the reigning SWAC Defensive Player of the Year. He is a 2023 NFL Draft prospect. He is someone that's hoping to get his name called in the NFL Draft in April. Now, he sat down during the Senior Bowl, during that time, a few weeks back. He sat down with our good friends, the KC 1400 Club Media, Ken Clark and those guys. He sat down with him and talked about his experience at Jackson State, playing for Coach Prime, the Senior Bowl, the draft, all the cool stuff. And he had some really great things to say about Jackson. He had some really great things to say about all the dope things that he's been able to do because of his experience at JSU. Shout out to King Clark and Austin and those guys for capturing this moment. But I want to play a small clip from the interview. I'm not going to play many clips because I want you guys to go watch it. It's 30 minutes. It's worth your time to listen to what Aubrey had to say. Those guys, Ken and Austin, they did great work on this. And so I just want to play a small clip from the interview just to show Aubrey and his appreciation he had for Jackson State. Let's take a listen.
But yeah, my experience at Jackson though is second to none. If we're gonna be honest, I wouldn't wish any other experience than what I've already had. Like this experience, like I said, it's probably been the best thing I've ever been able to do. Like I said, I learned how to, from when I say taking care of my own body. A lot of people don't understand what they really mean. You know what I'm saying? As far as eating the right things, like making sure you do your own stem, own treatments. No, and I'm not saying that's because of lack or anything. It was none of that. Because Prime didn't like people being in the training room. So of course you had to do your treatment on your own. Like I said, taking care of my body, my own workouts and stuff like that. I mean, it created a beast, whether you know it or not, for me to be able to do things on my own. Like I said, financial wise, learning the possibilities and the things you could be able to do, but just knowing the things that you can reach that you didn't think you could. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, I made a lot of relationships as well. Same skin tone.
Talk to me.
A lot of relationships. And then too, man, I mean, I was in the spotlight, but not only that, I wasn't at the PWI to get it. I was at HBCU. So I took a lot from that.
There it is. And during that interview, he also spoke so highly of the people of Jackson, Mississippi. And the thing is, I can relate. I wasn't a football player. I'm not a football player at JSU. I've never lived in Jackson. I'm not from Jackson, but I understand the love. I can somewhat understand it. He probably got a lot more than me, but just from my experience of being there on how the people there treat you when they respect you. They don't always have to agree with you. They don't always have to think that you're the best person in the world. But to have some iota of respect, those people are going to show you unconditional love that you probably have never experienced before, right? Outside of like maybe your hometown or somewhere. And Aubrey spoke so highly about Jackson. Hell, he said he would live there. He said, yo, if I had a chance, I could see myself living in Jackson, Mississippi. That's how much he thinks of the people. That's how much he thinks of the community. That's how much he thinks of the university. That's how much he thinks of what's going down right there in Jackson, Mississippi. Even with all the whatever anybody else has to say. Even with all, he referenced it. He said, there were certain parts that people told. He said from the parts where they told us to stay away from the parts that are supposed to be the best in the city. All of it. They all showed love. They all showed respect. They all recognized what we were doing, and they loved it, and they admonished, adored us for that. Adored us for the great things that we were doing. It's the tip of the cap. And I've spoke about this on my platform before because I've made it no secret. I didn't go to an HBCU. I'm very pro-black, as you see what's going on behind me. I'm very pro-black and I'm very pro my people. And so therefore, I feel way more comfortable in environments like Jackson, Mississippi than in all white environments. And Aubrey seems to feel the same. I met Aubrey Miller Jr. I met his dad, and his dad, he exudes people that I grew up around. You know what I mean? I haven't really gotten to spend a lot of time around Aubrey, but I spent enough time around his dad just at the game. He exudes. He reminds me of the folks from the corners and streets that I'm from, right? And so that's why Aubrey felt so comfortable at Jackson. And most black athletes will feel really, really comfortable at Jackson State. And not just Jackson. I'm not limited it to just Jackson State. It's just because Jackson is a unique place and in a unique city. But that university is the one that he just happened to go to and the one that I happened to visit. And so I just loved everything about that. Go check out the interview. It was awesome. He spoke about the good and the bad, But after, with it all said and done, he said, you heard him? It's the best experience that could have ever happened to me. And to hear that from a young man, to hear that from a young college athlete that's, going on to the professional ranks to play football, what more can you ask for? And they got the spotlight, and the spotlight's not going anywhere. The spotlight at Jackson, Grambling, FAMU, Howard, Hampton, you name it, North Carolina Central, A&T, Prairie View, Texas Southern. It doesn't matter. It's there now. And it's time for us to continue to push to make sure that light doesn't dim, and for the athletes to continue to choose these institutions where the people look just like them and really love them for them, and not some of this ignorance that's out here in the world. And it's not your only option, but just know that it is an option. Everybody's not going to choose an HBCU, of course, but just know that it is an option, and you can do any and everything that you plan on doing and want to accomplish, whether that's in the world of academia or in the world of sports, right there from a school that's predominantly black and has a bunch of black educators, coaches, administration, etc. Shout out to Aubrey Miller, man. That was awesome. I loved everything about it. Shout out to Ken Clark, Austin, and the rest of those guys for conducting that exclusive 30-minute interview with Aubrey. I think they got one with Zay and James Houston. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below on Aubrey Miller's comments about his time and his thoughts on Jackson State. I thought the interview was perfect, man. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was awesome, man. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Once again, my name is Jeff Lightsy Jr., here with the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on Jeff Lightsy Jr., YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your podcast. And then I want to say this before I get out of here. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to just be Jackson State. Like, you can take out Jackson State and insert FAMU. You can take out FAMU and insert Grambling, Hampton, I said it, Kentucky State, wherever. And then it's all the same. That's what you love to see. Thank you guys for tuning in. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7, Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. I will see you guys next time. Peace.